Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. A very warm welcome to all the attendees in today's talk. Every Tuesday, we are discussing on different topics, and our topic for today is Action Speaks Louder Than Words. This is a very famous proverb. We all have heard about it, and we all have used it as well. Human nature and human weaknesses, we all love to hear our praise. We feel so happy, we feel so rapturous if someone is praising about us. If someone is clapping for us, we feel so joyful. And actions and words, these are the two ways with that we can get some praise as well. Now, doing something good or action is a little bit hard, but saying good words is very easy. And this becomes part of our life as well. We started saying few good words to everyone, but we don't apply in our life. People may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. By the words, we cannot impress everyone. It's not as easy as we are thinking, but if we are keep repeating good words, but we are not bringing those things in our action, then sooner or later, people stop trusting on us. They will not trust us anymore. According to the research of Professor Albert, he says people more often judge us or understand us from our body language. Almost 55% people understand from our body language, then 38% from tone, and just 7% is the role of our words. It's very important research. For example, if I am saying I am feeling so happy, but my face expressions are like sad, or if I'm smiling and saying I'm so sad today, you will not trust my words. If I'll say I'm not feeling good today, I'm so sad, but I'm smiling, you will say your body language doesn't match with your words. So, more often we learn from body language. Even in our family, if our mother or parent or father is angry on us and we are in a group of some people, they just use body language. From their body language, face expressions, the way they look at us, we just understand the situation. It's not in our favor. So the role of body language is very much important. Body language, which means actions. So your actions are what makes your words believable. If we are doing whatever we are thinking, then people will start trusting us. But saying good is very easy, but doing good is a little bit hard. So what we do? Galli asi changiya, achari buriya. Galli means talking. So then we are good at talking to someone. Achari buriya. Achar means actions. We can speak good, but we don't do good. It becomes part of our life. If we take an example from our daily life, real versus real life. I have seen people, or maybe many of us, who started crying while watching a movie. If they are watching a movie, any sad scene is there, or a scene which is not convenient, if that makes us uncomfortable, we feel so sympathize, we feel empathy, we feel so bad for someone, although we know they are just actors. Still, many people started crying while watching a movie. We can see tears in their eyes. But the same people, those who can cry while watching movie, but they can laugh while seeing a person who is actually crying. While watching actor's sadness, if actor is crying, people start crying with them. But how hard we are if we see a poor person is actually crying on the road, we don't feel pity for him. For the real life, we don't feel pity, but for the real life, sometimes we feel pity. So this is our life. If someone is doing bad with a good person in the real life, we feel so bad in the movies. But if same thing is happening in the real life, then we may laugh on it. In real life, if someone fall down, we may feel pity. But in the real life, if someone falls down, we started laughing. This is, it becomes part of our life. So Galli Asi Changiya. We are very good if we want to talk about it. Almost everyone becomes so religious person. Everyone know a lot of things about God. This is a problem. We know about God, but we don't know God. We know about good things, but we don't do it. So while saying good things, people start praising us and we feel like we are done. But no. While saying it is a beginning, later we have to do it. As Gurbani also says, Pukhya Pukh na utre, galli pukh na jaye. If I am feeling so hungry, and if I'll start saying, not action, just by my words, if I'll start saying food, food, or pulse, vegetable, milk, pizza, burger, still while saying name of these foods, my stomach is still empty. Why? Because words will not fulfill my stomach. I have to take action. If I'll start saying water, 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 I'll not able to drink it. It will not go in my stomach. So just by saying, we cannot attain something. Actions are much more needed. If we are sitting in a dark room, we can't see anything. It's completely dark room. And we started saying, light, light, light. Will the light come? No. We have to get up. We have to turn on the switch and we'll get light. Action is needed. Words are not enough. So actions prove who someone is. Because by the action only we will decide what kind of person is he. If one of our friend, if he say he want to be a doctor, but today and night he is just watching reels, just playing video games, just listening to the music and spending his entire day just like this. He wants to be a doctor, but every day he's just spending listening to music, playing games, roaming here and there and eating food and sleep. So from their action, we can see if he'll keep going in the same path, he cannot be a doctor. Why? Because words are not enough. Words just prove who they pretend to be. They want to be good, but their actions are much needed to attain something. So, according to our actions, we can attain whatever we want, but by the words only, it's not at all possible. So, we need to be practical as well. Now, the next question arises: are we always not doing any work, or sometimes we are doing as well? Actually, whenever it is coming to good things, we are always delaying it. Need to start the exercise from morning, then always we say from Monday, from next month, from next week, I'll start doing my exercise. I'll start my meditation. I'll start donations from the next month. After getting the salary of my next month, I'll start donating few things. And it's just Monday never comes. I was reading somewhere, the one who are running gyms, they have to do more and more publicity, and they have to spend some more money for the advertisement during the new year. Why? Because many people just start thinking, now we will start doing, or we will join gym. And in the another way, those who just sell alcohol or tobacco, they spend more and more money, because people start feeling they will leave these things from Monday or from the new year. And new year never comes, Monday never comes, because we are just delaying good things, not bad. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji says, Nahe bilamb tarmang. Tarmang means good deeds, good works. If you want to start meditation, start it by today itself, now itself. Don't delay it, because delay means it will never happen. Yes. We know about it, we understand about it. Bilamb papang, delay in sins. If someone will say any abusive word to us, will we say, I'll reply you after 2 days, I will reply you on Monday? We don't say it at all. If someone is abusive, the next second we are going to be abusive as well, just by the next second. If we are feeling angry, we don't take so long time. We just want to react immediately. It's part of our life. If someone is getting chance to rob someone in any possible way, they don't delay. So when we delay, if it's about donations, if it's about compassion, if it's about meditation, then we always delay and keep delaying on daily basis. But Guruji says, but Guruji teaches us, Nahe bilamb tarmang. Don't delay in doing goods. Why? Tomorrow never comes. If we will keep repeating it, we'll not able to do it. We can just learn from our past experience as well. One of the greatest writer and philosopher, Gurdwara, his father told him once, the moment his father was about to die, and Gurdwara asked for his last advice. Gurdware's last advice, his father's last advice was, if you feel angry, if someone becomes hard to you, don't react immediately. Take at least 24 hours to reply in anger. Don't reply in anger. Take 24 hours. Gurdwara says he never replied anyone in his life. Why? Because in that time he started feeling maybe he was right. If he was saying something to me, or if he was interrupting me, I was wrong. He was right. Or sometimes he felt there is no need to go back. So Vilamb papang. Whenever we are about to do something bad, we can take a look. Every angry person regret later. Every person. Because in anger, we say more words which were not supposed to say. It becomes part of our life. So regret before we say it, not after the anger. Yes, it's also possible. Before getting angry, we have to regret. Yes, I should not be. I can stay calm. I'll reply him later. So actions are needed, much needed. If we are going to do something bad, committing sins, then don't take action. Try to avoid it. Try to delay it. But in good deeds, don't delay. Then, one of the very common thing and most important sentence that we normally say is, log kya kahenge? What will people think? A lot of actions we take according to the crowd. Many times we take actions according to crowd. How? For example, we are 50 friends sitting somewhere and all are just eating and all are just sitting and eating. And one of them would ask you to go on the stage and dance. We may feel, I don't want to dance. What will people say? Everyone is just sitting and eating. Why should I go on the stage and dance? We will feel so uncomfortable. Hope so we will not go as well. Another situation. We are in the party. 49 out of 50 are dancing on the stage. We are the only one who is sitting on the table and eating something. First situation was, from 50 of them, 49 were eating and we just entered and they asked us to dance. And we felt so uncomfortable because 49 were eating. We cannot go on stage and dance because we feel, what will people say? But in another situation, if 49 are dancing on the stage and we are just sitting alone and eating, then we will feel uncomfortable. Their vibrations, their presence will let us dance on the stage. We will go, because if in that situation, if one will not go, then may people say, log kya kahenge? Then may people say, why you are just eating and all are dancing? So company helps us. What I mean to say, according to the crowd, according to our friend circle, we will become like this. If we have a group of people who are not just saying good words, they are performing as well, then we will also join their company and start performing. Good company is also needed. Good company is needed in everywhere. Whatever we do, even if it's about religion or about social life, any or everywhere, we need good company. But what happens if it's about bad? We always take decision immediately. In no, sometimes we say, I don't want to take decision right now. I need to think about it. I need to think about it. What should I do? I was reading about intelligence, about brain. One thing I read, our brain grows till the age of 25, mostly. According to gender or according to situations, it may reflect, but on an average, it's about 25 years old. Till the 25 years, our brain grows, increase, intelligence grows. After that, it doesn't work in that way actually. Now we are thinking we are delaying good words, good deeds. For example, if we need to start going to temple, joining any religious classes, going to temple, or doing any performing seva, we are delaying because we are saying, I need to take some time to think about it. And researcher says our brain grows till the age of 25. Now question arises. What's about them, those who are more than 50, more than 60, more than 70s? Are they the same? Actually, intelligence is different, experience is different. After that, they are able to take more and more experience, but intelligence is what? How can we utilize or how can we use that experience? With the age, our experience increases because a lot of things happens in our life and we are able to save everything in our mind. So experience is different thing, intelligence is different thing. We can see a younger than us may be more intelligent, an old person could be not, maybe they are not more as intelligent, maybe they have more experience. Yes, in one words we have to say an old persons have more experience than the younger ones, but we cannot say about intelligence. At the age of 7, Baba Buddha ji called as an old person because he was so intelligent. Sahibzade, sons of Shri Guru Gobind Singh ji, those who are very young, near about 7 years old, still they were intelligent. And the old person, those who were sitting there, they were not. They had experience, but we cannot tell them intelligent people, those who were the reason behind martyrdom of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji's sons. So intelligence is what? How we use our experience actually. We are committing the same mistake again and again. If in anger, I got some loss today, again and again, I'm getting angry. So I should look for peace. So no decision is also a decision. Sometimes we say, I will start meditating later. I don't want to take decision right now. This is also a decision. Our decision is we will start from Monday. There is no way to take, there is no way that we cannot say, I don't want to take decision. Decisions are always there. For example, even if we are saying, I don't want to take any decision, this is also my decision that I don't want to take decision. So there is no place for no decision. If we are saying, we will start doing something good actions, meditation, going to temple, we will start later. This is also our decision. So no decision is also a decision, but we need company of good people if we want to do good in our life, which is much needed. And practice what you preach. अवर उपदेश आप न करे आवत जावत जन्मै मरै मत जान सह गली पाया. By good words we cannot attain anything in this world. Then how can we attain God? How can we be one with Lord just by saying? Some people just do acting, they just don't perform religious activities. They just start wearing good clothes, religious clothes, put few things in their hands and started looking religious. But we have to do whatever we want to attain. As a parent, they are telling to their son, don't lie. And although they are lying, their son will lie as well. I've seen parents, those who are sitting using mobile in front of their child and saying, don't use mobile, this is not good. But they are also using in front of their children. So they will follow what you do. They don't listen. Children don't listen, they just follow what you do. So if you want good environment in your house, we have to perform good things. As a parent as well, we, your children or your child will not listen what you are saying, he will follow what you are doing. So our upadesai apna karai avat javat janmai marai. So we need to perform whatever we are preaching to our friends, to our family, to our relatives, or about religious work. Everywhere we have to practice whatever we are doing. And this type of things we can find in the history of Sikhism as well. First Guru in Sikhism is Shri Guru Nanak Sahib Ji. He said, God is one. And it was not only for saying, he performed as well. Guru Nanak Sahib Ji took the Bani of Bhagat Farid, who was a Muslim saint, Sufi saint, Bhagat Kabir Ji, Farid Ji. He just covered that Bani as well. He went to city to collect the Bani of these saints, those who were not even in Sikhism, belong to Sufism or Islam. But God is one. That is why we see word Ram, word Allah, word Waheguru in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, because it was not only for saying, it was a practical. That is why we are able to see many different languages as well in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Many different saints, and doesn't belong to their caste as well. Many of them are scheduled caste. But Guruji did not think in that way. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, fifth Guru in Sikhism. He wrote, Tan man kaat kaat sab arpi, which agni aap jalaye. He said, Tan man kaat kaat sab arpi, which agni aap jalaye. The same thing he performed as well, because once upon a time, Saint Sufi Mian Mir asked this, is it just for saying, just words, or is it a part of action as well? Because you are saying, in the love of Lord, we can sit in the fire as well. So these are just beautiful words. It's not practically possible. Then Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, as his martyrdom day is just coming after 3 days, so Guru Arjan Sahib Ji sat on hot plate. Hot sand was on his head. He was tortured for long 5 days. We cannot put our hand on a hot plate even for 5 seconds. But Guru Arjan Sahib Ji got tortured for 5 days, and 6th day he left his body, and last words were, Sevak ki odak nibhi preet. I am thankful to God. I am still in love with God. I don't have any complaint. So he said, he performed as well. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji hold the hand of Kashmiri Pandits. Then Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji also got martyrdom, but still he did not leave the hand. And one another example of Sikh Singh Nalwa. He was very brave in his life. Once he killed a lion as well. So one lady came to this Sikh and said, I am very much impressed with your bravery. I want a son just like you. So he was saying in a different way. She said, I want a son just like you. And what Hari Singh Nalwa did, he went and sat in his lap and said, you are my mother, I am your son from nowadays. Now you can call me Hari Singh, I am your son from now. Because like me, I am just like me. So I don't think someone else could be like me. But if you want a son like me, oh my mother, you are my mother from now, I am your son. So he did it as well. So the problem comes whenever we are just preaching good things, but we are not doing it, it becomes the problem. So we need to take care about this. We have to perform, we must perform, then only we can change this life. Your actions are what makes your words believable. If we are not doing whatever we are saying, people will not trust us. And nowadays we are just good by talking, but our actions are bad. We are not performing goods. We are good in real life, not in real life. So practice rightness, avoid committing sins. So we need to avoid committing sins, practice good works, good things, and for that we need a good company as well. Even if we want to grow in social life, in our career life, in our study life, or even on the path of religion, we need people, those who are performing good, those who are taking actions as well. And if we are delaying our good actions again and again, I'll do it later, just keep that in our mind. No decision is a decision. If in the good company, sometimes we say, I feel so good, I want to go to temple, I want to do meditation, but later we don't do it. Until unless we will not practice it, it will not become part of our life. We have to do it. Whenever we are learning anything in our school or college, there is always a practical. Because we know whatever we have learned, it will not affect until unless we will not practice. If someone has read a lot of books about swimming, he will not able to swim until unless he don't jump in the water. After reading about swimming, we can't learn swimming. Practical is a key. So we must do whatever we are saying. Practice what you preach, walk the talk. So whatever we are saying, we must start doing as well. Then only we can reach to that path. Otherwise, we are just wasting our time. Saying good may impress someone, but by doing good, we can get peace, we can get happiness. That is possible then only. So would request you all, and may God bless us all. May we all able to practice in our life and will able to attain the actual peace, will able to attain meditation and be oneness with the God. Everything is possible, but action speaks louder than words. So thank you very much for your precious time. Now I'm giving you the option. You can unmute yourself if you want to make any comment, any compliments, any feedback. So you are most welcome. You can share your point of view. And this is the last lecture of this session, and we'll again continue and resume our lectures in the month of July. So I will be waiting for you in the month of July as well. Thank you very much once again for your precious time. Now I turn over the floor to entire Sangat. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hanji, I have given you the option. You can unmute yourself. Hanji Harjeet Ji. Yes, Hardeep Ji.
मैनू बुलाया?
Cannot hear.
हाँ जी, तुसी मैनू बुलाया? Hello. 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 सुनदा है?
हाँ जी. Yes, Hardeep Ji. Now I can hear you.
Okay. But there's some noise coming at the back. Okay.
Yes, I can hear
okay?
you. No. Yes,
All
yes,
right.
it's okay.
Okay, I think there's someone else who wants to speak on iPhone.
No, okay.
ठीक है? Okay. It's a good, very good lecture, Satvinder ji, and with quotations from Gurbani, right? Galli asi changiyan, achari buriyan, pukhiyan pukh na utre, galli pukh na jai, and the other quotations from Bani shows us that we need to, our actions need to follow what we say, and so therefore what we do is very important. And I like your examples that you gave, the real versus real, then log kya kahenge. And lastly, you gave examples of Guru Nanak, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and Hari Singh Nalwa, who acted according to what they had preached and what compositions they had composed. So overall, it's a very good lecture. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you very much for your contribution, Hardeep Kaur ji. Hanji, anyone else who would like to share something?
Oh, hello.
Yes. Hello. Yes. Chin.
Hello. Thank you for your great speech. So it's very enlightening. So from my point of view and from my personal experience, I think someone overstate themselves, and it's always result in letting others down. So I think most of the time they are just not knowing themselves very much. They maybe overestimate their abilities, and maybe they are not overstate themselves on purpose. But I think the first step for them is to know further about themselves and then act sincerely. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Jin, for your contribution and sharing your point of view. Thank you very much. Hanji, anyone else who wants to share something? Hanji Gurmeet ji.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today's lecture is very, very true. Can you hear me, Master Ji?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I think the examples and how you elaborated on, action speaks louder than words, and how we should walk the talk is so relevant and is so important in our life, because hypocrisy is very prevalent in our society. Every other person you see has got a, like a front. They are not themselves actually. They put up a front, like the words, Loki, kya kahenge, and all that comes into play. And then they want to show what actually they may not be. That means they are not the real person. So this is something I think it's in us, because sometimes we use it as a survival way of survival. Because looking at a situation, let's say if I have to be in a company of people who are actually all doing very well and very accomplished and all that, I may not be as accomplished, but I don't want to be left out. So I will try to also impress people with what I have done and do, So this is something I think is in us, but how we deal with it, how much we be ourselves, even with the company we keep. It may be a very different company, and then we have to be there. I think being ourselves for what we are should be the way, because that's how we should be comfortable when we are confident of ourselves, So you must have confidence in yourself that this is what I am, who I am, and I want what I want to be, and show people what I am. So all this should come in play, and you must be very grounded in that. Be whatever company you may be at, with, or mingling with. It doesn't matter. It's what you are basically, and what your principles are, and what your thinking is. So whatever you talk what you are, not what you pretend to be. So all this, I think, is a bit of a self-control, self-image, and how we can survive in a situation, because I think nowadays society, a lot of, like I said, hypocrisy going on. People are not what they are actually, and they want to prove themselves above what they actually are, to make an impression, to gain popularity, to get a lot of influence, you know. So this is something I think depends on the person himself to decide what actually he wants and to portray to others his real self or the hypocrite part of it. Yeah. So that's my take on today's lecture. Thank you, Masterji.
Thank you very much, Gurmeetji, for sharing your point of view and giving some more enlightenment. Thank you very much for your contribution, Gurmeetji. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to share something?
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਮਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਐਂਡ ਸਤਿੰਦਰ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਮਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਐਂਡ ਸਤਿੰਦਰ ਜੀ I can't hear.
Hanji, Amarjit ji,
Okay,
yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now I can hear. Okay, so is it clear because I'm using my earpiece and I'm outside?
Yes, 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 we can hear you.
Okay, it was a very interesting, excellent talk. But I have some doubts in my own thoughts. I mean, not doubts. I mean, like, okay, let me just put it out. First of all, I think the first puncti that I like is Guru Nanak say, "Parkhe aapko tab parak jaan." I mean, everybody should be judging themselves first before they can judge anybody else. So when we start judging people, I mean, we have a mind that's so busy looking outside that we forget to judge ourselves. I think most importantly, at the end of the day, or any of this journey, we're going to be answerable for our deeds. So मैं किया, so मैं पाया, दोस्त मुझे और जान. So we all are answerable for our own deeds, not other people's deeds, not my neighbor deeds, not my wife deeds, not my mother's deeds. So, you know, we're all answerable for our own deeds. So first of all, let's clear ourselves first. So what I'm trying to say is that whoever is doing whatever they're doing, let them do. And one story came to my mind. There was this. Can I share the story?
Yes, yes, please, ji, please.
Okay, there's this little boy who was on a holiday, and his grandfather was staying on a hillside. All right, I just a story that came to my mind. So this boy, he was so excited to go and visit the grandparents who were staying at the hillside. So being in the countryside and nature all around and all that. So he really enjoyed himself, but the grandfather asked him to do a deed, seva. So asked him to go down because they were staying at a hill station and water was scarce. You can't get water easily. They didn't have a pipe and all that. So the grandfather asked this boy, his grandson, to go down to the lake and pick up water. So what is the grandfather? The boy say, "Yeah, you love it. He'll do it. He don't mind." So the grandfather gave him a pail, and he went down. But the pail was dirty. The pail was, the pail that at this countryside, they have a chimney where they have charcoal and burn the fire. So this pail was used for that purpose. So it was all black. So the boy said, "Why I can't be using this pail? Water will get dirty." The father said, grandfather said, "No, never mind. You just take the water. We just need to use the water. We'll do the necessary." So the boy went down to the lake, filled the pail of water, and came back, not realizing that the pail is also leaking everywhere. So the minute he walked halfway, he realized the water has already finished. So he walked back again, and he took more water and he ran as fast as he could. And he came with minimum water. And the grandfather said, "No, I need more water." So he keep on doing this couple of times until he was so tired. But eventually, right, at the end, what he have done, the pail became clean. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we may be dirty, but we continue doing whatever we need to do the best way we can. And eventually it will clean up. And it's all, we can do everything. We can go Tirthat, we can go and like if our Tapasat Soya, I'm referring it to it now because I cannot remember. It says Tirthat Nan Daya Dam Dan So Sanjam Name Anek Biseke Bed Quran Katet Quran Jamin Jaman Saban Ke Peke Pon Ahar Jati Jatar Sabe Bichar So Hazar Ke Dekhe. I mean you even with 1,000, but you only need one thing, you need his nazar.
Right.
So that is what we all need. So continue doing whatever you are doing, focus on your deed, not anybody else's deed. But like me, I'm also very busy focusing on outside. I'll be very honest. So I think we all need to bring our focus inwards, and then we'll be a bit more going to Guru type uh, golden message. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you very much. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. Yeah, I'm very so sorry.
No
Vaheguru Ji
worries.
Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you very much, Amarjit ji, for sharing your point of view. Yes, he's just saying like we should not focus a lot about what else are doing. We just need to think about us. Am I doing whatever I'm saying or not? Pratme man par bodho apna, pacha avar recha. So thank you very much for your contribution, Amarjit ji. Haji Kartar ji, you are unmuted. Would you like to share something? Haji Kartar ji, you are unmuted.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह मास्टर जी हेलो वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा
वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह करतार जी.
Today's lesson was very excellent, a good reminder for every one of us, a very important message for those who speak without thinking. You started off with a very beautiful line. I can't remember what it is now, but I think Hardeep read that line. It was beautiful. And in between your examples of log kya kahenge, real versus real, and practice what you preach, all the examples and the stories were wonderful. Amarjit Birji just told us a story. And that was a wonderful story too. But what I understand from today's lesson is, if you want to show the world that how capable you are, then you have to set an example for yourself also. If you do what you are telling others, then only others will believe in you, because your actions will have more significant value and impact, and your capabilities by your action will then gain the trust of the people. That is more important. With this, I have a little story to share, a real story that happened on the 13th of May. We had a 75-year-old man coming from Punjab who collapsed at Changi Airport.
Okay.
He was going to New Zealand, and he could not speak a word of English. He was in transit in Singapore, so he was sent to hospital. At the hospital, they managed to check his phone, everything, and they managed to call the family in New Zealand. Now, the man can't speak a word of English. He can't tell what he's going through. And the family in New Zealand is worried. So what they did, they called everybody, all the temples in Singapore, asking for help. Men of faith, nobody offered any help. They listened to the story, and all they said is, call the welfare. So when it came to the welfare, it came to me, but by the time I spoke to the family, it was already 9 o'clock at night.
Oh.
All I told the people, the family, was, now is night. Most probably he is in ICU. I can't help now anything. Just be patient, be calm. If there is anything, I'm sure the doctor will check with you. But I will definitely go and see him tomorrow and let you know what happened. Next day, I went to the hospital to see the man. And you know, the appreciation, the joy on his face that there is somebody who can speak Punjabi to me was great. It was just so great just to see the smiles on his face. And then when I spoke to him and I told him what the doctor said, what he has got, of course, I don't want to share his medical history here, but when I explained to him, he was so much relieved. And just for the peace of his mind and his family, I took out my phone and I did a video call to his family. The relief on the family's face to see him alive, better, able to talk, was a great joy. I think that is what action is, not only talk. And on top of that, I even requested one of the grandson to come down and pick him up and join him in the journey back to New Zealand because he will not be able to travel. So that, I'm not saying this is to boost or with pride or anything, but I'm just giving an example. It is easy to say that, yes, we are doing charity, we are that, we are this, but if you do not follow up with your words, then it is really not worth it. The joy the family appreciated, the thanks, the appreciation, the letter of thank you that they sent to me. And I was even told that I can go to New Zealand and stay in their house, would be no problem. I was given an invitation.
Wow.
But that is not why I helped the guy. I helped because I really wanted to help. So when we say we want to help, I think we should then go out all the way to help. I have many friends who will say, I'm here for you. Whenever you need me, you can call me. But when we call, what happened? They don't pick up the phone. They will say they are busy. They were buying groceries. They didn't hear the phone. The phone was on silent. So why is the necessary to say that I'm here for you? Yes, today's lesson was really, really very important. I think the Sangat should know that actions are the ones that shows your true character if it is done with positive and calm attitude, not only words. And it is wise to never speak more than you can actually perform. You are what you do, not what you say you will do. I think that is a more important message. Thank you very much, Master Ji.
Thank you very much, Kartarji, for sharing this real story. We all are very much inspired with this. So definitely, we must help. If we are able to help, if we can help, definitely we should help. So really appreciate your efforts. Really glad to hear this. So thank you very much for your contribution and for sharing this story. Thank you very much, Kartarji.
Thank you.
Hanji, anyone else who wants to share? Yes, DGN name is coming here. I don't recognize the
Vaheguru Ji
name.
Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Bhai Sahib Ji, I am tuning in from USA.
Okay.
And I wanted to give my feedback on the session. It was a very, very informative, a very thought-provoking, and a very important message for today. I really commend your efforts, and especially the examples that you have tied in with Gurbani and the lines that really make it a lot more meaningful, because it is our way of life eventually. So really appreciate that, and my heartfelt thanks, and appreciate that kids, youth should tune into this. This is their way of introducing. For parents, makes it easier for them to get closer to our roots. And also, like today's message on our actions, they by far exceed any thought, because our actions is an implementation of our thoughts. And then our actions become our habits, which becomes our character, which becomes our personality. So if we cannot stop it there, then, whether good or bad, the company we keep, it all relays out through our actions. So again, thank you very much. And we will, and I'm going to make sure our kids to tune into these things, to listen more and learn through your very informative session. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Vaheguru Ji
Thank
Ka
you.
Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
May I know your name, please?
I am Kiran Bawa.
Okay, Kiranji. Okay, thank you very much, Kiranji, for sharing your point of view and for joining from USA. So really thankful to you as well for your precious time. Thank you, Kiranji.
Thank you.
Hanji, anyone else? Yes, Palji, you are unmuted. Would you like to share
Hanji,
something?
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I think it was a beautiful session in the points that were brought up by your kind self and also everybody else who spoke. And it just reminded me of two little things. One was something that I heard the other day over the seminar, that what someone does has more value than what someone says. For example, if a husband is always saying, I love you, I love you, I love you to the wife, but he never does anything to show her how much he loves, then those words are totally empty. And you may have heard of that very simple mathematical question. 5 frogs are sitting on a log. 4 of the frogs decide to jump off. Now the question is, how many frogs are left? And a lot of people say only 1, Palji, but the correct answer is no. There are still 5 frogs sitting there because they only decided. They did not take action. They didn't do anything to just do it now. So I think we all have experienced these kind of things in our life. We decide to get healthier. We decide to get another degree. We want to start a new business, but those decisions mean nothing until we all take action. So I think today's lecture was a beautiful reminder that like the beautiful lady from USA who just said, our beliefs will become our thoughts, which will become our words, which will become our actions. And the actions will turn into something called habits, our values. And that's how destiny is created. So when people say, is destiny in our hand? Yes, it is, if we take action on the right values taught in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And I like to end off with the 7 proven steps that psychologists have taught us. If we really want to take action, what we got to do. And number 1 is stop waiting until conditions are perfect. Because sometimes we just wait until everything is perfect, then we will start, But the problem is things will never be perfect. It is, the Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. But the second best time is right now. Ab na bhajas kab bhai ave ant na pajya jai. Even when our last breath comes, there is no way we're going to be able to chant if we don't even learn to do it right now. The second step was to stop and get up and just do it. Because there have been many times I told myself I'm going to the beach, but suddenly there was a nice movie on TV and that's it. I just never got to the beach. So the next time it comes to just doing something, be like Nike. It says just do it. Point number 3, you will love to know, it's that sometimes we got to stop overthinking, because there's something called paralysis of analysis. When we start to analyze things too much, then action never takes place because we are waiting and waiting and waiting. And number 4, it's called don't lose your momentum. Jado kuch shuru karta, even if we start small, 5 minutes of daily meditation, 5 minutes of exercise, 5 minutes of doing a good deed for someone. Tomorrow, let's do it for 6 minutes, then 10 minutes, because it does not matter how slowly we go, as long as we go. Gurbani says, Charan Sharan Gur Ek Penda Jai Chal, Satgur Kot Penda Aage Hoye Let Hai. Let us take that very first step, because the moment we take the first step, don't have any fear, because point number 5 is use our action to overcome all fears. And when we overcome all fears, I tell you something, Satgur Kot Penda Aage Hoye Let Hai. The whole world will change, the circumstances will change. My true Guruji will come forward. He will help us. And the last minute, the last 2 points are, let us always focus on the present, because there is no better time than now, the present, to do anything. Let us focus, let us start, and it is never too late. It is never too late. Even if we haven't done it all this while, Guru Satgur ka jo Sikh khai, so palke uthar naam te aave. Why don't we take action tomorrow morning, wake up at Amrit Vela, do our Nitnem, do our Simran. And I'll tell you, with the last most important point is, let us eliminate all distractions. Today, I got onto the computer to finish an article I was writing. I ended up responding to all my emails, going on all the social media sites and searching the internet for things. I got distracted. Today, we are living in a world that's full of increasing noise. Our ardas kariye, because I'll tell you something, one average idea, when put into action, is far valuable, far more valuable than 20 genius ideas that we are saving for tomorrow. So procrastination, the gal pai sabne kiti si, I think it's so important, because Guruji says, Jo kich kare, सोई अब सार फिर पछतावो ना पावो पार जे हुण ना कीता ना असी ओ आवे अंत ना भजिया जाए ते मैं अखीरली बेनती करन लगा तुसी क्या आज लास्ट लेसन हैगा अगले महीने कोई लेसन नहीं होना ओहो जे लेसन एंड हो सकदे ने जे मई दा महीना एंड हो सकदे आ साडी जिंदगी नु एंड होने भी ना बहुता टाइम नहीं लगेगा it won't be too long before our life comes to an end so let us pray that oh Lord what a beautiful session we had today to end the entire series and let us remember ab na bhajas kab bhai ave ant na bhajya jai if we don't chant right now if we don't vibrate and meditate on the name of the Lord then maybe we'll never get an opportunity. I thank you, sir. I thank you, all the speakers, and I thank you for giving us this opportunity to share. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Thank you very much for your lovely words, for your contribution. Thank you very much, Paji. Hanji Manjeet ji. Thank you. Hanji Manjeet ji, you are unmuted. Would you like to share something? Hanji Manjeet ji, would you like to add something? Okay, anyone else from Sangat who wants to share? Hanji Manjeet ji, can't hear you. Okay, Hanji Kuldeep ji.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I must say it has been a very, very healthy discussion that has been triggered off by your lecture. Very beautiful as per normal. And yeah, the topic was action speaks louder than words. At the same time, there were restraints and refrains. So it's like striking a balance, in the context of Gurbani. We discussed sincerity versus hypocrisy. One of our Sangat members was talking about sincerity versus hypocrisy. Yes, if we are good from the inside, our actions will show, our body language will show. On the other hand, if we are rotten on the inside, but are trying to be good on the outside, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਉ ਮੈਲੇ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਕੀ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਭੁੱਲ ਹੀ ਗਿਆ ਜਿਉ ਮੈਲੇ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਜਿਉ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਲੇ ਤਿਨੀ ਜਨਮ ਜੂਏ ਹਾਰਿਆ so our actions must match our thoughts but our thoughts also should be weighed and measured and calculated for sincerity and yes we will be able to show what we are doing on the inside. And then you talked about restraint, another very, very important sort of a value to have for ourselves. Restraint at the right moment, at the same time, taking action as well when it's necessary. So it is a very sort of a sensitive balance, to balance the good and the evil, to balance action versus inaction, and then talk now or keep quiet now and talk later. So it was a very, very enlightening discussion, very, very interesting. It's also very thought-provoking. I really enjoyed the lecture today, but it gives us a lot of food for thought, which cannot be sort of just summarized in just half an hour or 1 hour, but it does set us thinking. Thank you so much for this lovely, inspiring and thought-provoking talk. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you very much for your lovely and very kind words, Kuldeep ji, and thank you very much for your contribution. Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to share something or add something? Hanji Jagjit Singh ji. Yes, you are unmuted, Jagjit ji. Would you like to share something? Okay, so request you all. Hanji Jagjit ji.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Fateh ji.
The lecture was interesting. Not only was it interesting, it actually inspired so many of our Sangat members to come forward and give their thoughts. What is important is we should never procrastinate. This is the problem, biggest problem we face. And my advice would be not just talk, act. This is our problem. We do a lot of talking, but less of acting. If we want to move forward, it is important that we act and we do it now. Not in the future, not in the past, not in what to come. So on that note, I wish to congratulate you again for an excellent lecture, which brought about a lot of thought-provoking ideas. I hope this will carry on. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much for your words and thank you very much for your contribution, Jagjit ji. Thank you, ji. Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to share something? Okay, so request you all, please unmute yourself. We all can say Guru Fateh all together. Then we'll meet again in our according to our updated and new calendar. So thank you very much once again for giving your precious time. Very thankful to you because you always give your time and contribute. So thank you once again. Let's all say all together.
Vaheguru ji ka
Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. Thank you, Master Ji and
so much.
Sangat.
Thank you.
Thank you.